Okay, so I'm not recording. Okay. So this little area, actually, what was it called? I have this open. Right there tells, I don't know how well you guys can see on your screen. I've highlighted the purple area, and if I move, I can't circle it, but if you remember any of your HTML, it's showing div.social bar. So that was a clue that that's the social bar. But I was looking at social bar before, and we couldn't find it because if we remember there's a social section here.
Yeah.
And we couldn't, so I looked here, and we were able to hide this. It said hide home social section, so we thought that turned it all off. It turned off one that was up here. Well, it was a little bit trickier to find this one because it ended up being in the footer options.
Oh, nothing doesn't even say the word social.
Yeah, and it says here, hide footer social section. So watch this. I'm going to hide it, and boom, that's going to go away. Boom.
There you go.
So I just did that for you.
So much better. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, while I'm going to be here, this was the other thing that I was going to show you guys. Down here, it's branded for the Sensible theme, and if you click on it, there's links to the creators and developers of this theme.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want that. You want that to be your own maybe copyright. So you can, let me go steal it. I'll copy and paste mine.
So do they all say like something like that? Theme sensible by?
Yeah, you want to always change their branding. I'm just going to copy from mine. See on the bottom of mine?
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm just going to copy it because I'll switch it to your name though. So you can put
I just want to throw something out there whenever there's a break in the action.
And you can just because what let me see, what do you go by? Oh, come on. It's MPF. And if you notice, now we have you in there. And so you could just do that as a copyright area. You could also use that as, if you wanted people to have your phone number, don't put emails. Don't put emails on your websites. We use forms for people to email you because there's bots out there looking for emails just to snag and send spam garbage stuff. You could put in here, if you wanted to put your town, like I put Huntington, Vermont,
Okay.
But you can utilize this area. Now, if you were doing...
Only on forms you do that.
Yeah, for your email. That's why you use forms. You won't get spam. They're more secure, and it just gives the information easier for people to fill out. I'll let me put a period after that. So this being the footer area, this is the footer. This one's calling it a footer byline text. So I did that for you, Maria.
Thank you.
You're trademark now.
So is that linkable or no? That's not a link then, right?
No, this was not a link. I wonder if I can do a link. Let me see if I can make it a link. I'm just gonna I'm gonna pull my source code out. I probably won't be able to find it. Oh, it's too buried in here. Footer.
Kara, going forward, going down the road as you keep developing websites, I'm just looking at all the tabs and windows you have up. Aren't you better off, like, if you're going to invest in a new computer, you just go with a big screen?
Big screen, 2 screens. And 2 screens.
2 big screens, one for a PC, one for a Mac.
No, just one for a working space. I'm trying to save my money. I don't know if I'm going to do it this year, even though I could use I could use the business write-off. I want to get another, I have a 27 inch. I want to get another 27 inch.
27, yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I have. So I don't know how well my screen fits on yours.
Because if the screen's too small, like if you have all these multiple windows up, you can only make them so big and fit so many in that space.
Right.
Right.
And I don't know. I'm gonna go pull my code. Sometimes it's easier just to pull code. But yeah, because if you have two screens, if you have a laptop, I have a laptop, which is key when you go to see clients and stuff. I used to run with a laptop, and then I plugged into a big monitor, and then I'd use the laptop screen to pull just business stuff, so you can keep some of your windows over and stuff like that. So,
yeah, because that's all I have is a laptop.
And then you have a larger screen though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted it. I don't want this site. I'll have to try that later to see if I can just put a linkable.
While you ladies are doing that, I'm just going to check on the little guy and make sure progress is. Be right back.
Okay, go ahead and do that. Just wonder what it does. No, I can't put linked text in there, which is kind of a faulty, whether I'd have to go figure out how to do that. Because, like on my client sites, I have, you coming up? Because down at the bottom, I always put web development, and then I put my business name with a link.
Oh, that's a link. Okay.
Yeah, so that's a link. So on my client sites, that way if anybody's like, ooh, and I do have people call, oh, I like this site, and
so that's linked right to your website?
Yep, so if I click on that, it goes right to my site.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it goes right to here, so people can get more information about it. So it's free advertising, and I put it on all of my sites. But I'm trying, I'd have to see how that theme, I get too many windows open now.
Yeah, so that is really good to do on everyone's site.
Yeah, but where's John's? It's open. While he's gone, I'm gonna go fix his one thing, that one thing I just did.
Okay. because he probably won't. Yeah, it's good to get your little branding out there. And I gotta switch him back to the theme. He's gonna be all messed up. I'll get him back to where we are. I don't know if his internet's slow. I'm really bummed that that he can't do the work. Hmm.
Do that Twitter thing for him because he'll probably forget. And it was... There. That'll allow him to work better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it just seems that there's so much to look into and try.
There is, and the stuff I'm going to cover tonight, that was just a preview I was going to have. John comes back. I'm going to talk about site maintenance, backup, and how to restore.
Oh, good.
And then child themes. What other? Did you have any other problems?
No, just that with those photos. And on the bottom of the homepage, we don't know, those aren't linkables on the very bottom.
Yeah, I'd have to go look at. I don't need John's up anymore.
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, you're back? Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm gonna have to look at Sweet, let me get that out. About getting this linkable, because it should link. To be able to link to a page. You know, you could have this services or something, or have this go to your contact page. Oops, I'm gonna take this out for you. You don't want this. Experiment. Okay, so publish. Unless I don't work in the customizer that much. My internet's slow. I think cable's just going crazy. Plugins, tools, settings, light speeds.
So you don't work in the customizer a lot, you said?
No, the sites that I work with, discussions. I don't work in the customizer. That much. I usually bring everything and I know where to push and to create it, and this theme is doing it all for you. So what we could yeah. So it's the it's the theme, and sometimes you get working with a theme, you're like, I really don't like how this one's working, or it's not going to work for my client, or the layout that I envisioned. So sometimes you are playing around with themes. I've actually bought into, well, we could move into, so John, did you hear we're gonna talk about site maintenance, backing up and restoring sites, and child themes.
Sounds good. Yep.
Yeah. That was all I was going to work on in that theme in the WordPress. But I was going to have you. I was going to review what we need to do for maintenance and plugins, and I was going to do a couple updates, which maybe I could do for you, John. And I was going to show you.
Do you want me to quit out of my site or get out of Dashboard?
No, I'll yeah, because I just thought if you guys both had your sites, you could kind of like that way you could, if you wanted to do some live stuff while I was doing it, you could do it. But I'll kind of walk you through monthly site maintenance, kind of what we need to go through. And of course, usually before I do anything of this, is I do a backup. I'm going to do backup first, only because we can't do any of this without a backup. So I should have put this slide further down. Let's do backing up first. You guys might want to take notes on some of this. I'm going to This was tricky for me. I have a couple solutions for you to back up, because some back, because you need to have a copy, more than one copy of your website. You've got your database, you've got all your files and all your work. Because sometimes when you're doing maintenance modes, you want to back up before you do any maintenance on your site, because any incompatibility issue could crash your site. And it's happened to me many times. All of a sudden I go check and it's just a white screen. It just
So when
can't.
you say copy of your website, you mean
We're going to make
the HTML, the code, everything.
every bit of it. Yep, we're going to back it all up. Now, you can't trust your hosting company. Your hosting company will do backups for you, but you don't want to depend on them, because sometimes they only do once a week or once a month. And if you're in there working on your website, you're going to lose all the changes that if their backup was from 3 weeks ago, all the work you did for 3 weeks will be gone. And so what you want in your backup is you want to be able to automate your backup, and which is going to, what I mean by automated, you can set that you want it done daily. I have some websites that nothing really happens on them, so I have them set to be done once a week. I have a couple other sites that's activities happening daily, whatever, so they have daily backups, just because we're always active, updating and doing them. So you want to use it as much as possible. You also want it pretty easy to use, and the hardest part is if you have a site that crashes, basically your backup is going to have a copy of your entire website. You need to reload that onto your hosting, onto your server. And you want the easiest way to do it. There's some really difficult plugins to do it, and if you don't know how to code, it's going to be hard. You want it to be fast, because it's down. Your client, it's a very active site, and I have one site that gets 4,000 hits a day on it. I can't afford to have that site down but minutes, and I need to be able to basically push a button to restore it that just immediately pushes all the files that I've saved over. I'm going to show you a couple of those. As I said, you want the ability to back up your entire site. That's everything, so that you can't afford to lose it. You don't want to go. Have you ever lost a file, or you forgot to save all the changes you did on these layers in a Photoshop file?
Yeah.
And you know how frustrating that is to go, oh, I got to start all over again. Well, you don't want to do that. And you also want to, what you use for backup, to have support, because sometimes something doesn't work, and you want to be able to have somebody to contact, whether it's either to look up information, or physically a place to email a developer, or whoever's managing what you're using for your backup. And then, oops, I forgot to fix that. I have to say, you do have to pay a little bit to get the best features. And I think the most important features, this is why I have to figure out how I'm going to get you guys to back up. We'll kind of talk through this. You usually have to pay for the key features. Is the key things, there's a lot of plugins that allow you to back up, but it'll back it up to the server where your website, basically it'll make a folder within your folder of your WordPress site. That's okay, but what if it's your hosting company that went haywire and broke, and you can't get to that backup? So you need to have an off-site backup. I usually do a download to my computer, as well as I have cloud storage for all my sites, and I'll show you my really easy solution. And then the other part is a one-click to restore. You want to just quickly oh my gosh, the site's down. All of a sudden just go over and literally push a button, and in 5 or 10 minutes it's back, or less. But you have to pay for that. So that's why I was trying to find some easy solutions for you guys. So I'm going to look at a couple, and you do this all with a plugin. And then, whose dog?
Now I know that's not my dog.
That's mine.
So cute. So you do this with a plugin, and I was just going to kind of go through some of the things of, you know, there's a discussion of premium versus free plugins, and some of the top choices that I just want to kind of see if you're out there looking, and then I'm at the end of this, I'm going to show you what I use, and so I'm just going to walk you through and just share some of these. I thought it was easier just to, this MPMU Dev is a good site. It's a good blog you might want to join, and they send good info out. But he went through some of the top plugins to use. This one's called Updraft Plus. I've used it before. It takes a little bit of setup, but you need to have an account to send it to. I was sending it to my Google Drive. I don't know if you guys use Google Drive much. Actually, Maria, you don't have a Google account.
No, I don't.
John, your email is Google, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, Google Drive, you should look into using it. It's great. It's free. I throw files in there, so in case I get on another computer, I'm at a client, I can pull up my account, I can pull files down. Google Drive is just a great place to store things. The free version, I'm still using the free version. I haven't outgrown it. I use that in Dropbox. And so those would be your off storage sources. And then there's a couple others you're saying here. So you configure this that it'll set it up, and it'll store copies on your Google Drive or your Dropbox if you want. But the premium is but to get their one-click one store yet, that you get in all their free version, but their Updraft Vault is their cloud, their off-cloud storage. You have to pay, I don't know how much this one was. I didn't look. Oh, between 70, yeah, depending on how many sites. I don't know if that's yearly or monthly. It gets a little expensive, but like me, I have so many accounts. I need to really make sure I don't lose those accounts. And I've had clients mess up their sites too. I've gotten calls and I've had to go do a one-click restore, and it's a good relief when you can get that taken care of really quickly. But so this would be a premium to their Updraft, and that would allow me in their vault is I literally log into my account, and there'll be a button like this detail button here. It says want to restore to which version? Yep, yesterday's save. Click. Wait a couple minutes. The site will be back. So this plugin is actually one of the top plugins to do that. It takes a little bit to get it configured. This is a new one I don't know that much about. There isn't that much about it. The backup copy clone one, this is actually Duplicator. I do use this plugin. I use this.
Oh, I just downloaded that plugin because it sounded interesting.
Oh, well, what you can do with this is I use it to move a site. I actually use an app that I build my sites locally on my computer. And I use this to make a copy of the whole website to import. So basically I'm moving the website, a copy of it, down to my computer, and it's a full working website.
I'm sorry, Kara, what was the name of the second one again?
The second one, this was WPDB
WPDB.
Backup. I don't think that one's that great.
So is that WordPress, WP?
Yeah, that's what it stands for when they use it. Yep.
Right, okay.
But Duplicator's a good one for making copies of it, but it's very difficult you have to actually use FTP, which I haven't brought you guys. I haven't done any FTP stuff with. And you have to literally go on your host and you have to reload. It's a little difficult. I did it a few times and got very frustrated. I didn't like it. But I use this on a lot of my sites to make copies to move it, to move your site. It's pretty technical to restore a site from one of these copies, but it can be done. And then this one, I'm not going to go through all of these, but they all, okay, this one needs a certain specific PHP version, so I wouldn't use that one. This one looked good, but it was going to cost a lot of money to use the features off-site. This was an easy, but it was gonna cost some money. I can't remember. I think it was kind of expensive. I have a couple other options that are better than this.
So just
how much was this one?
Just because they're expensive doesn't mean they're a good backup system, correct?
Correct. Yeah. Backup. Let's try to get so you know what the pricing. Backup. Trying to get to the dev site. Okay, partners pricing. So it's $9 a month or $89 per year for one site for this blog vault. I liked it. It was a good one, but I'm going to actually even do better than that for you for pricing. I'm just trying to make you aware of what's out there. This is for if you got multiple sites. Yeah. So that would be $9 a month for just for an individual site. I didn't know much about these, but pretty much there's a lot of free plugins. I've tried this one, but you have to pay to get it stored off-site. Now, if we load in, and I've used this one. I used this one for a while. This is to Dropbox. But it's hard to restore your site. It's almost like manually restoring your site. So I'm going to show you what I do as two options for you guys to think about. And they cost a little bit to figure out my windows. So I use, and you guys have the plugin on both your sites just because this is how I look at your sites. I use Manage WP. It is managewp.com. You can set this up for free. I use this because this is where I manage all of my client sites. I can have them in one window and open them up and work at them at the same time instead of having individual dashboards. And if I go into my this is my site that I'm working on, like yours. I can go over to backups. I can do, this is going to make the last backup. I set this up on backups. Was done today at 2:20 today, and the next backup's going to be tomorrow. So I have it set to do a daily backup every day. Now over here, if my site crashed, I can just hit restore, hit it. It's going to restore it, kaboom. The site's there. Like, I didn't have to go anywhere. I didn't have to do any code. I didn't have to do anything. I can also, it makes a good backup. I can download it, and then I can, it's downloading it.
But they're sending you an email to remind you of the backup time and date, correct?
No, I have it in here. It's all automatic. This is automated, so it's done every day for me.
Also, it's doing for you automatically.
This is all set up automatically, and I could
Right.
tell it to do it daily or whatever.
So, Carol, you're on that website. You go directly to that website.
Yep. So I just made the backup and prepared it for me. I can download it now, and then I can use that backup to save as a copy, so I don't lose it. What if I need to restore? Sometimes I keep copies locally, or I have a server set up on my computer that I can build locally just so that nobody sees it. It works faster, and then I bundle it up and push it to the hosting company. It's kind of how I develop new sites, so that I'm not interrupted until I think it's ready to show the client to put it up there. And it's faster when I work locally. But yeah, so here, sites.
Plus, it's a WordPress website. I mean, we're using this software to develop this site. So wouldn't the managed WP work better as far as being a backup system, right?
I like it because they just changed. What was it, in July? This is their main site. This is where you would log in and set up an account. It's free to set up an account and bring your site in here and just have it in here. It's an add-on service to do. It will do a backup for you. I'm going to log in. Get back. And it's a quick login. So if you were working on several websites, it's one login, and you can see all the information on them. It's a lot for you guys to look at, but you get used to it once you know how to manage a site. It helps me speed up on managing a site. You won't get that window. Right off the bat, it tells me that, I have 75 plugins out of all my clients that need to be updated. I would never update all. I could click to update them all right now, but I don't want to because I need to make sure they're okay to update, and I do them individually. And so it's an add-on for...
So you have to check each plugin one at a time to make sure they're legit?
Yeah, so part of the maintenance... so actually, this is what I would do. I'm not going to update one, but I'll go to the school website. Everything's up to date. It has nothing that needs to be updated. No, that's right, because I just did that. Let me do one that I know is okay.
So, Carol, you said this one's free?
It's free, but you pay, I think it's $1 a month or $2 a month to get per site to get those backups, which is really cheap compared to the cheapest I had was $9 on another one. But what's nice is before you update anything, because I have 4 plugins on this site that need to be updated. One's Duplicator. These are all easy updaters, but that need to be updated. But before I update these plugins, and it's tricky to figure this out, I'm going to go to my backups. That's how easy it is. I want to save this exactly the way it is right now. So if something happens, I'm going to back it up right now. It also gives me that I can back it up right now before I do any work to it, because what if somebody was working on it earlier today, they did a blog post, they didn't know about it. I want to save it right to timestamp to today. So, and you can give it a name so you can look it up. So it's backing this up right now. It's in the progress. And this is another feature I like, is to be able to back up before I do work on a site, just in case it breaks. I mean, it can happen. This will take a few minutes. And that way I'll go over, I'll update a couple of the plugins, and I'll show you how I tell whether I should wait on a plugin or not.
Now, Kara, when you just named it and saved it as a test, so where is that after it's backed up?
It's saving it on one of their cloud servers, so it's saved not on my hosting server. So it's saved, so if my server crashes, I can get to this. So it's an off-site save.
But how long do they keep it? Because, like, say in 10 minutes you want to back it up again, and then you save it as a different name. So there's all these bunch of different names up in the cloud.
Yep. So then I get to choose which one I want to back up to.
Okay.
And so it just.
What if you save it or back it up and as the same identical name that it currently is? It'll override the old one?
No, that's why I named it. It'll just be named there. See, now I have class test.
Oh, so you can't override.
Right. I can. That's what I'm doing. So, and it'll keep that one there for me. So if I come back, I can choose this class test. I'll click restore. It'll save it to that version of the website that I just saved my backup to.
Okay.
So if I'm trying out some really new stuff and I want to try out some new plugins, I would back it up before I did them in case they went haywire and I did some weird adjustments on the rest of the site to try and make it work and it doesn't work, I can come back and restore it to before I started. So I don't have to lose it. So then what I would do here is that I have my backup as I go over to the WP admin here, which is what you'll be used to. It logs me into the dashboard. So it's telling me I have 4 plugins that need to be updated. And I don't know how big your screens are, but it's obvious. It does this kind of this tan little bar with the information in it. So I can obviously see what needs to be updated. So it gives me, I can update it now or new version details. I always check the new version details. If you click on it, it'll come up. So this is Duplicator. This was just updated 2 days ago. I usually wait. I like things to be within a week unless I got some sort of emergency email saying that there's a problem, this needs to be done immediately, which I didn't. I'm going to wait a little. I'll wait. And next time I come in, I'll update it another time. But a week gives developers a chance to fix any fixes that went wrong. So I usually, in 2 days. So I'm not going to update that one. I'll check this one. This was done a week ago. And I'm really surprised. This is Manage WP. I'm getting a warning. This plugin has not been tested with your current version of WordPress. I sometimes hold off on those if you get that sort of a thing. We'll let them catch up with the new version. So they did an update a week ago. There could be something. I'm just going to give that one a little wait. Not finding anything to update yet. WooCommerce Helper, that one never gives me. So then we have Yoast. This was 2 weeks ago, and I know Yoast, this is an excellent plugin.
Maria, is the audio blipping out on you, Maria?
No.
Oh, it's just me then, okay. I'm getting every other word of that last segment you just mentioned, but
okay.
That's fine. Yeah.
I've got it recorded, so I think you have a slow internet connection, John.
Yeah, that's it. I gotta fix it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to update this one because it was 2 weeks ago. I also know this developer. He's really good. and everything looks good. There's no warning. So I'm going to click Install Update Now, and you wait for it to update. And it's updated. And so after you've done the updates, you always want to double check to make sure nothing wigged out on your website. So you go over and check out the website. And you do this once a month with all your sites. And that was Yoast. So this site, you know, I check a couple things. Nothing looks too obvious here. Yeah. So that was fine.
Is it wise to, like, once you're in the site, just to, you know, do a search, you know, go to a different part of the menu and
yeah. Yep.
Like, you know, maybe fill out a form, see if it sends through, stuff like that.
If I was updating the form plugin, I would definitely might do a test off the form. So,
yeah.
But that plugin, and you get to learn plugins and developers, so so nothing happened on that one. But if something got wigged out, I would go back to here and click Restore. I would choose the backup I wanted and click Restore. I'm not going to restore it now because it doesn't need to be restored, but you just click it. And you know how long it took to make that backup? It might take about that much time. So I would suggest, my suggestion is you guys sign up for Manage WP for an account, because if you want to, you know, build websites and you end up managing more than one, this is a great place to keep everything. There's some amazing tools. There's add-ons. You don't have to do the add-ons, but the backups are so easy. Their cloud service is phenomenal and trustworthy. I've been using these guys for quite a while, and it's just an easy way to manage it. I also use them for client reports. I don't have it set up for this account. I get client reports, which I can do for there's just a lot of nice tools that I'm in one spot. So I can check reports. I made a report the other day, and it does these nice reports that the customer knows backups are running, when the last backup was. I can send this to the client. Most recent with a picture, tells which version. It's something for me just to have on my file too, so that I know what version everything's at, WordPress versus the child theme. And it gives, you know, analytics. I mean, this is one of my clients that gets, you know, they get over 6,000 hits, you know, a day on their website. And this is a quick, you know, thing just as a reminder that, yeah, things are going pretty good. Because it shows like the last time we checked it, they were running up here, and now they've gone to a different curve. But they had a huge event going on, and there isn't one now. So, you know, a few weeks later, it's a little different. But so there's reports that you can do for your clients as well. So for backups, I mean, you can go read about other plugins. There's one other that has an easy, and that is on the site. I use what's called WordPress, and they're $5 a month per site. It's stored. Oh, I can actually go over here. It's for this account. I have it right in my window. I can go to and this is run by Automatic, who also runs WordPress. Taking me a minute to get there. Come on. Why is this not working? I don't want to go to plans. I want to go to my... Oh, why is that not working? They must have changed something. Let me go from here. This is a plugin that I download to the website, and it's actually in Jetpack. It's an option that comes with Jetpack, and you choose its Vault Press out of Jetpack. And this little report tells me your site is protected by Vault, how many snapshots it's taken of your site dating back. And I can go to the dashboard for the backups.
Now, Kara, why did you choose that one instead of Manage WP?
This one is for a really crucial, this is my biggest client. I don't know, why is it not letting me get to my... It's not letting me into... This is where I can't get in here to show you the buttons. I was just in here the other day. I used more than one backup for this account. This account is my livelihood. And if anything ever went wrong, so I'm also a true believer that at least 3 save things in 3 places. So he can afford the extra cost. So I have VaultPress running just seamlessly in the background and making a copy every single day of his websites. He has 2 of them. And then I also do it in Manage WP because it's part of my workflow, because I'm in there daily. Before I work on his site, I make a backup in case something happens so I can restore it. So I don't know why it won't let me in. Okay, here we go. So that's why I have this one in 2 places.
So to create a backup daily for a particular site, is it because of, say you're not making changes on it, right? You yourself. So is it the users that are going into the website and the information that they're installing and implementing is what you want to save, or why you want to back it up every day?
There's a couple different reasons. One is if you're, like you said, if your client is actually adding their own blog post or they're updating pages, and you don't know whether they did one or not, but they do have those capabilities. I have clients that I'm the only one that touches their sites. I have clients that there's 20 people that touch their site. So I have another one that's it's a ski club. There's like 20 people adding stuff constantly because there's so many different areas of the site on a weekly, daily basis. So you want to capture, as much of their stuff, because if their site goes down, someone could be working on it. You still might miss a couple things because you might make a backup and work for an hour and someone got on. But at least you only lost like that hour's worth of work. And the other key thing is for security reasons. If all of a sudden your site is down because it got attacked and there's malicious code put in it, Google will actually ban you from pulling your site up. Period.
Has that happened to you yet? The malicious
yes,
code?
Yep. I had a e-commerce site, and it got banned from Google because we sold products, and so they didn't want any consumers having access to the website. So it took me a month. That one I rebuilt because it was done in Joomla instead of WordPress. So, and I had to resubmit it and get it all approved by Google. And
do you actually talk to Google through this process, or you just send it through and then you hear back that it's been approved?
You have to submit it through them. So you resubmit it. and they will scan your site again to make sure that there's nothing malicious or bad code. Because that's what attackers do, is they go in and they put this they bury code. I mean, if you look at a page, you view the source. I mean, this is all code. They bury something within your code right here, so it takes forever to find it. But that little code makes people either leave your site and they'll drive you someplace else to try and get your credit card information or whatever. So what if you have backups?
Or it could maybe even be somebody hired by a competitor, huh?
No, a competitor wouldn't do that. These are just malicious people just out there trying to tear down sites. And
I see.
WordPress, 26% of all websites in the world are built on WordPress. So it's very popular, and because of that, a lot of people like to attack it. Just because it's so popular, so there's people trying to investigate and jump in and do your code. So if you have a month's worth of backups of your site, and bing, all of a sudden, your hosting companies do scans, they might tell you, you've got code, you've got problem with your site. And also, you might get emails going from people going, I keep getting driven off your site. And that's your sign of, check it out. Now, you can do scans. I can do security scans as well over here.
How thorough are those scans? Do they pick up on the smallest thing if somebody's trying to hack in?
It's really good because they'll run through all of your code and tell you if it's right or not. WordPress. Where is my WordPress? I don't have it added on this, but I can add security. It would scan every one of the backups and send me an instant email going, we just found some code. And that way I'd know what date the code was, so I would restore the site back to an older backup so I wouldn't have to start from scratch. So that's why it's important to have backups, because then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, it's right now, the code is really bad right now, and if you can't figure it out, so you can just restore your site to maybe 2 weeks ago. And then you've got clean code, and you just double check all your security, and then you're all set to go. So that's another reason why to have backups. Very important. So my suggestion would be, manage WP. Oh, but Vault has the same thing. So if I just I go over here, and this is for the one website, Upstream Group. It's a click once restore, and I could decide which day. It keeps 30 days of backups for me, and I just choose which date I want to restore it back to. So this is just really added security. When you start managing, multiple sites, you really have to think about it. But right now, I pay, I think it's $1 a site to be able to have all that control over over backing up and restoring it.
For that much consistency, it sounds like an excellent deal.
It's a good deal. And I'm not sure, I also have to say I get a discount because they didn't provide this service until July. They did, but they'd always save it on your server. They took it off, and now they're supplying it. And I have a little discount, so I'm not sure what it's going to cost you. So you would want to set up your account, and then when you get to your first window, and you click on your site, you'd click on backups, and it's going to ask you, there's a free version and a premium version, and I think it gives you the price. The free version gives you, I think just a weekly backup, I think. But to have the option to back it up whenever you want or put automatic daily backups, I think it's $1 or $2 a month.
So you account this security and backup work that you do here as something that you pay for yourself to run your own company. You don't throw that cost back onto the customer, correct?
No, but I recoup it because each one of these customers, I charge them X amount of money a month to maintain their sites. It's part of the deal after the site.
Right.
So it's anywhere, depending on the site, it's either $50 or $100 a month to go in and do this. And sometimes I don't have a problem at all, and it take me 5 minutes to back up, to update all these each site. But then sometimes I'll have a headache and can spend a couple hours. But meanwhile, that site was 5 or 10 minutes a month, so it works out that you profit pretty nicely doing it, and you get better at it once you do it. So that's the maintenance, and I've gone over some backup and restore. Now the next thing, I think we have just enough time to do that. Let me check my slides. So that might be kind of overwhelming. There's some great articles out there on it. I mean, you can just do some Google research on, if you want to read some great articles, just Google search WordPress site maintenance, WordPress backup, and you'll find some good information on it. Now, the next thing I wanted to go over is what is a child theme? Anybody know what a child theme is?
I have no clue.
I don't know. I'm thinking little cartoons come to mind, or a children's book, or
Yeah. Well, it's actually
kid friendly. Yeah.
yeah. What
Make
you
sure it's rated G.
you actually, it's a child. It's a theme of the theme you're using, and it's called the child theme, and it inherits all the functionality of, because you know the theme we're using on the WordPress site that we're building. We're going to actually, I'm going to show you how you're going to go make a child theme of that. And the reason
That was my second guess.
yeah. So the parent is the theme you're currently using, and we're going to make a child theme. And what it is any modification that we make, we want to do it in the child theme. And because your theme is going to need some updating, and if you update it and we do any customization, it's going to be gone, and you're going to have to start from scratch. And basically, yeah, you know, when we use a child theme is if you're going to do any customization to the theme, and the customization, what I mean is we're actually going to change some CSS coding because there's a couple things you don't quite like about the theme, which is, you know, like I use the inspector, and I can change some colors that they're not giving me the handles to do in the customizer. So we want to do it in the child theme. Oops. So there's a lot of free and commercial child themes available that are ready that you can use. There's actually some themes that come and they have the child theme to do it, but you usually have to pay a premium for that. And I actually haven't been doing child themes for a little bit. I actually use what's called the Genesis framework, and I own all the themes from StudioPress. And what a framework is like the engine of the engine, and that's actually how Genesis explains it. Framework is the engine that runs your WordPress, and the theme is the exterior of your car or your vehicle. It makes the color, the styling, and everything. So, and WordPress has its own little framework. I use Genesis. It's a little bit different. But what's nice is Genesis framework is actually it's the theme, and then all the theme, it's the child theme and the engine. So I don't have to make child themes because all of the themes run as the theme with it, so I don't have to make child themes. So it's really kind of nice, but that's a premium. I have to pay money for that. And another one is Divi, is another. It's by Elegant Themes. There's a lot of child themes. So sometimes you basically, I'm trying to, and I also use Woo Themes. They're starting to add child themes that you can purchase to add on to some themes that you buy. And there's starting to be, I just noticed too, that there are child themes in WordPress, which a child theme would run off of a main theme that you bought, and you might be like, ooh, I like that, has the added features, but they kind of run together. So I don't know if you're understanding this, that sometimes a child theme comes with the theme. It doesn't with the one we're using. So what we're going to do, I'm going to make it easier on you. I found there's a really nice plugin that will make your child theme for you. I went and I looked at 1, 2, 3, 4 different plugins. And these are the names of them: Child Theme Wizard, whatever. And I chose the Child Theme Configurator. It's got 100,000 active installs. It got really good reviews. Was last updated, and it runs with the current version of WordPress. So I decided to go with this one, and I tried it earlier, and it worked really, really well. So my recommendations. Hopefully John can work on his site, but I was going to have you go install Child Theme Configurator plugin. And if we go over, to my site, I put it in so if you go to your themes, I have a Sensible Child running, but yet the Sensible WP, which is the theme that we're running, it is still here, and it has to stay here. And what it's allowing, and this is so if you notice, it looks like I have 2 of the same theme there, but one's called Child. And what that allows me to do now is I go into the editor, and I put in some custom code, so you can steal some styling if you want. What I ended up doing is changing. I'm getting glitches on my computer too.
It's probably from my computer.
I am on cable. Let me see. I put this closer. Nope, I want that one.
I have 2015, 2014, 2016. Which one do you want us to pick?
Oh, refresh yours. I switched it back. You should be at Sensible. I did switch it back for you while you were away from your computer. Oh, where was I? Okay. So, see this welcome? If you guys look at your welcome on your page, Maria, you'll notice yours is smaller and black.
Right.
So what I did was, oh, what the heck on? I have too many windows. See, under appearance, it's editor. I'm not expecting you to do the code. I added some CSS here. I'm going to take it out. So when I click this, it's going to set it back because I took it out. So now it's small and black. How I got that code was using that inspector where you right click, choose inspect element. We'll play with this more. You guys don't have to do this. I was just gonna, so I went in and found that you gotta check this little box over here so it'll, so I clicked on it and decided I wanted to change the color to a different color. And the font was too small. So allowed me to make it bigger. And I'm going to change the letter spacing too. And the padding, I think it's still too close now. Give it a little more space, like that. Now what I can do is I can copy this code. I know it's got to be home. Oops, I can't do that. I don't want to lose this. Now I use my little text editor. John, you have text editor on your
Right, just a place to store it.
Yeah, and usually I change it to plain text mode because then there's nothing in it. Okay, that's...
Now, where's that text editor?
Yours is different because you're on the PC. You are...
Like Notepad?
Notepad, yes.
Okay.
So I keep the editor right here on my bar. So I would then... Oops. Sorry, I don't want that. Because this is only doing it in the browser. This is not changing it permanently. I would go copy the code. Put it over here, except for only the blue. There's blue. I know it's hard for you to tell on your guys' screen, but I only want it. This is only being affected by the .home.content. It's the H6 tag. So I only want to target that area. So that is the only information I'm going to use. So I'm going to get rid of, because otherwise it's going to target everything else related to that. So I just got to get rid of. And I don't want to duplicate stuff, so I get rid of what I didn't change. I did not change the background. Did the size. I didn't do the boldness because you don't want to over. I did spacing, padding, and I didn't do that. So now, if I did this right, I'm going to reset this to where it's supposed to be because I didn't do it permanently. I'm going to go over. And I'm in my under appearances editor. This is my style sheet. And the style sheet's only affecting my child theme and not the main theme. And I'll just paste it in here. And if I did it right, this will change to what I just did. So this is how you would customize your site.
But did you go to the home page? Like, what do you have to tell what page to do it?
No, your CSS, your cascading, your style sheet affects your whole website. So I'm just telling it to target that text. That text is in the selector is selecting just that. It's just that H6 text at the home content, because it gave me when I was over there, and I got.
Okay.
We'll
So you went to the appearance and then the editor.
Yes. So yeah, it's editor, and it's just the style sheet. And this, if I was in the main theme, you'd have so many different style sheets. This one is an empty one. It only had it has the sensible child name in it, the theme name, so it's only targeting that. But it's piggybacked with the main theme. So this code will never get stripped out if I update the theme. So that's what a child theme does. And I do this a lot to my websites, because sometimes there's a lot of things you don't quite like and there's no way to get to it. You know, I can target these if they weren't easy to find. I want to change the color of the red. I would do the same thing. You know, and you can also, if you want to put borders on your photos, you can figure out how to do that. But that stuff I'll go over a little bit later. We'll maybe do one night of just some playing around with some CSS styling. So that would be customizing your theme. And you can only do, that's why you always want to be working in your child theme. So just a second. My dad calls every time I'm in class. Just give me a second here. Okay, let him go to voicemail. You guys back?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay. So,
Yep.
We can talk a little bit more about child themes, but that plugin, I mean, that's what I'm going to give you for your homework, is to where am I?
So what was the name of that child theme that we have to download?
It's called Child Theme Configurator.
So all you do is you just go to like the plugins and add new.
Yep, so go, yep, and you add new and then search for it. And if you type that name in, it'll come right up. And this is what their logo looks like right here. I'm trying to remember.
So you download it to your desktop and then select it from there and then upload it onto the site.
Yeah, you'll just upload it right from here. Yeah. John, I hope you can get into your website so that you can do this.
Yeah, I hope I can get in too.
Oh.
Okay, I think I found it. Well, what does it look like again, Karen, on your screen? Let's make sure I'm going to grab the right one.
Right here.
Okay. All right.
It's Lilea Media.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm installing that now.
Okay. I'm trying to remember. Took me a minute to figure out where it put it. Wasn't settings, tools. Oh, it's under yeah, this is the tricky part. Okay. And when you download it, some of these plugins, you've got to figure out where you got to go find it to work with it. So write this down, John. After you download that plugin, go to your settings, and then you can choose it. Oh, no. Forget it. No. You go to Tools. Sorry. Tools. And then choose Child Theme from there. And it'll bring you to this screen. Maria, are you there? I can talk you through it.
I go to Tools and it says Available Tools. Is that what you just did?
No, it should say oh, did you activate it? You have to go back to plugins and activate it.
Oh, I have to activate it. Okay.
Yep.
Do I check? Okay, okay, so it's activated. Okay.
Okay. And then it should have child themes under your tools at the bottom.
Yep. Whoops. What did I just do?
Hey, John, maybe you could do this. We have a few minutes. Do you have yours open right now?
Yeah. Well, I'm in themes.
Go over to your plugins. Can you get to your plugins?
Yeah, plugins installed. Yep.
Okay. And add new. And then type in child theme configurator. I bet it'll come under child themes. And the search.
Looking for add new.
Up at the top, very top.
Oh, very top. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Now I can see Jetpack and all the other ones.
Yeah, and then type in the search area, child theme configurator.
Oh, yeah.
Did it come up?
I'm waiting.
Yeah, you have a.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Yep.
Okay.
I see it. It's installed now.
Yep, install now.
Okay. Activate.
Activate, yep.
Okay, yeah, it's in there now. It's got like a little blue highlight in the plugins.
Okay. Now go over to Tools. And it should have the word child theme at the bottom.
Yeah, it's there. Select that.
Yep, select it.
Okay. Yeah, file. It's got a 1 and 2. Create a new child theme.
Yep. So create a new child theme.
Install a new customized child theme using an installed theme as a parent. So
Just select.
Okay.
What we're gonna just select that, and then we're gonna make sure you're in the section 2 that Sensible WP is chosen. If you check, it's going to show.
There. Yes, that's there.
Yep. If you click on it, it shows all the themes. We only want to make a child theme for Sensible.
Right.
Now hit Analyze. It's just going to give you the okay because some themes might not allow you to use this plugin. I already checked. It works. Now, one thing it makes.
So keep it on Sensible.
Yep, keep it on Sensible.
Yeah. Then hit Analyze.
Hit Analyze, and you should get what I have up here.
These items appear okay to use as a child theme. Yep.
Yep. Now, the key thing in this one, it says on the second check mark one, it says, consider saving new custom styles to a separate style sheet. You want to pretty much always choose that because that's what we want. We want to keep a separate style sheet from the original theme. It's just going to piggyback onto it. So in section 4, it doesn't matter. Whatever yours says, you can leave it there as the name. That's just a directory name. But in 5, you want to change it to separate style sheet, because we want a separate style sheet. Otherwise, it's going to merge it with the existing one, and that's not going to work. We want a separate style sheet.
I clicked on that.
And then 6, you don't have to change anything. In 7, there's a little right arrow. If you click, it'll open up some more options. This just shows you it's carrying over who created the theme, which is fine, and the information of the theme. And it's making a name for you. If you want to change it, you can. If not, you can just keep it. The child will be in there to tell you that it's a child theme. So you don't have to change this. The only thing you would need to change if you wanted to give it a different name. But I always make sure you have child on it so you know it's the child of that theme. So you don't need to change anything there. And you, in section 8, choose. No, this is copy menus, widgets, and other things from the parent company over. Yes. Otherwise, you're going to lose your menu. You're going to lose your widget areas. So you want to check this off. The reason why they have this here, some people want to actually custom build their own widget areas. Like a developer might want to just start from scratch. That's why this feature's here. But no, you don't want to lose any of that. And then click Create a New Child Theme. I already created one, so I can't click mine. And then you should come, if you go up to the top, there should be something, it says Preview. A little line at the top, back up at the top.
Oh yeah, preview your child theme.
So if you click on that, it'll bring you to the customizer view. And it should pull up your theme, and it should look just the way it used to look. Oh, John, you might not be able to see yours, maybe.
Yeah, mine, it's just all like, it's all white. Yeah, it's the site. Yeah, I can't see it. It's just.
Okay, so now we're on the child.
Yep. Now, are you in the customizers?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Is there a save button to hit save there in the?
Yeah.
Save and activate.
Yeah. Save and activate now. And then if you go to Appearances Themes now, you should have 2. But one's called Child, the first one, which is the activated one. Just like what I have here.
Yep. Okay, good.
You just made your first child theme. Do you
Okay,
want?
so it knows not to go on the parent, right? So it knows to stay on the child?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's still, the 2 are running together. If you deleted this one, if we do, we could activate this one, but any customizing you did to this won't be here anymore.
Okay, so the real one, the parent's not activated anymore.
Right, but yet they're working together. So that's what we just did, made them work together. But that way you won't lose anything when you update the theme. I chose that as the new option. I usually don't do it that way because usually I hand code it, but it was really Now that plugins have come along, that was just a really easy process. But you want to always work on a child theme unless the theme you chose is already a child theme.
So based on the unpredictability of the internet, so this is a safety net system you're putting together.
Yeah, so that when you do update the theme, you don't wipe out all that, like the customizing I just showed you. If you start doing stuff in an editor, it won't get wiped out, because themes get a lot of updates because there's security issues and they're staying on top of everything. And it'll reload a whole new style sheet, and then if you put any custom code in that style sheet, it gets wiped out. This way, this style sheet just piggybacks off of this, and as this changes, it does not affect the changes you put in the other one. So that's the key thing. So
Great, so we finished our homework.
You finished your homework. Now I might have to give you some more homework. No.
I knew that was going to happen.
Well, actually, John, you should yell at me. I have a lot of homework. I started looking at your work, and my son was sick. I was sick all weekend, and I'm like, I still got to get John's homework all. Give him feedback. It looks good, so I have homework to do too. So, but I want to let me know if you can connect your computer. I want to make sure you can pull your site up.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my only concern, so we can keep working. Because I don't know why, because I can pull it up and I can see it, so I know it's not the server's fault. That makes me think that something in your...
Well, when I go into the site now and I refresh it, there's no photo, and it just has, hello world. It's just got a little bit of type there.
How about... Okay.
Now, we were looking at... I uploaded a photo and some text last night, and for a minute there, when we changed the themes...
Oh, yeah.
It gave us... I saw the photo and the type I put in. Now I can't see it.
Okay. But that was... Let me think.
So, when I bring the site up, it should give me the new theme, correct?
It should be the new theme, because this is what... I'm logging in. Interesting. I don't know why I get this text when I go into your site.
Something's going on here.
I think your site got hacked.
You think so?
I don't know. That error message I just got, I don't have it on any other sites. Interesting.
Why is it, it says on my URL, WP admin customize.php theme, sensible.
Where does it
WP,
say?
on the URL. You know what, the grayed out part at the end?
Oh, you know what?
Should it have a .php ? There's some funky stuff going on here.
Maybe. Updates available. Let me try and get to your site.
Do you want me to quit out of it?
No, I'm just trying. Let me see. Because I'm not getting a photo or anything.
Right. See, I got the same thing.
What is... Now I've got that going on. Huh.
Maybe I should start.
When did you last work on the site?
Last night. Last night around 8 o'clock or so.
Well, maybe we should. Can we go back? Back a day?
I saved it, but I saved it today, so it might have been saved just in the state that it's in.
I can see when I upload, when I added the photo and copy, it gives you the time and date that you installed it, and then saved it and updated it.
Yeah. Let me see. It's like there's no photo in here. Let me see if that's...
Yeah, but if we went in earlier and changed the theme, it should update it for you instead of giving you the old version, like a blank old version of what was there yesterday.
Let me see what's... So there's a photo you put in.
Yeah.
You put that in what, a post or page?
Added media. I went into pages, select the page,
Did you put it?
home page, and then hit edit. I hit edit. There it is.
Okay, so this is being overridden by where was your site?
So that older version is still in the way. It's
Well, I think because you built it, I need to do dashboard. I think, give me a minute here. See, the home page is all widgetized, so we don't want anything in the home page. So we go to Customizer. That might be what's going on here.
what do you mean by the whole page is widgetized?
We're pulling all of this in through widgets, not from content put into the home page. The home page is just a holder for all this information. So we need to put a hero image in for you, and we need to put it in. Ours is if I intro text. So that's why you don't. So if we go over, I'll get you some content on your home page. Now I know what's going on. So we want
So you don't put any information on the page itself?
only for the home page. And he has a home.
But I selected home page when I went in and did that.
Yeah, but on the customizer. Same page. I gotta save it. Excuse me. The homepage on this website is it's not what I want. I want customizer. It's widgetized. So it's pushing the content from how we're controlling it over here. So ours is coming in from the intro. Watch this. There's your text that you had. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold and might need to get a cough drop. There's that welcome text that I had. If I save it, excuse me.
Oh, sounds awful.
It's just scratchy right now. And then you want a home hero. That photo prop won't work that great, but it's going to really get ugly.
There you go. Okay.
There you go. That's what you were trying to do.
Yes.
So now, because let me save this.
Now,
let me get out.
Home Hero. So I should have went to Home Hero section and implemented them both that way.
Right. Now, I backed out.
Now, did you mention that before, that you had to go to Home Hero?
Yeah.
She did? Okay.
Yeah, we went through it. Now, tell me, do you have access to all your stuff? I just backed out so that you can. Can you get to your stuff now? Does a customizer come up for you?
I just refreshed it. Yeah. Oh, well, I have the new updates here as I refreshed it, so they're in there.
And if you does it go away or stay now? I think it was just fighting with the content.
It stays. Yeah.
Now we got you back on track, John. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the home page. This is a really difficult theme, but if I can get you guys to think like this theme, that all these areas are widgetized for your home page. So you have to play, and that's why if you go, I'm going to give you the link. You can get information on how this site is built. Sensible theme details under appearances, and you can click here and go read documentation, and I think they had videos, so you can go through this to help you sort of play around and set up. So there's some tutorial videos that might help you here, John. Just walk you through some of it.